A college professor takes a solo summer vacation to relax in Greece when some rowdy guests show up and the professor begins to obsess over a young mother and her daughter. The true star of The Lost Daughter is director Maggie Gyllenhaal. The story is very interesting on its own, but if it was directed differently and edited differently, I don't think it would have resonated quite as well. It's hard to believe this is Maggie Gyllenhaal's first time in the director's chair. Like always, Olivia Colman is great. She plays a character named Leda, who we keep thinking we understand, but then she does or says or remembers something that just kind of seems out of character for how we think she is. We are seeing the story through her eyes, but as the story goes on, we realize maybe there's something a little strange about her. We get to relive pivotal moments of her earlier life as a young mother and as an up-and-coming scholar. And in these scenes, Colman's character Leda is played by Jessie Buckley, whom I know from Charlie Kaufman's great film, I'm Thinking of Ending Things. Never would I ever have thought that Jessie Buckley and Olivia Colman could play the same character, but I was wrong. They are very believable as the same person. You may be asking yourself, much like I did, what does the title, The Lost Daughter, mean? Well, I'm not going to spoil it for you, because I'm not 100% sure what it means myself. I kept waiting for that moment where the film title became obvious to the audience, and every time I thought I knew, something would happen that would make me question my reasoning. Gyllenhaal really plays with the audience emotions a lot like this throughout The Lost Daughter. We keep making assumptions based on what we're seeing, and many times we're just wrong. There's a strong unease as you watch this because of how the film opens and what the film is named and the way that the musical cues hit throughout the film. You just keep waiting for something to go wrong, for a revelatory monologue, or a scene that finally brings everything into focus. Characters are unstable and confrontational. Leda doesn't heed warning signs that I think most others would. In other words, her spidey sense never tingles. Also, she doesn't listen when people tell her things directly, and she's definitely not good at reading social cues. Things keep happening that could be misinterpreted, and Leda keeps doing things that just don't make sense to us as the audience. And as the film progresses, Leda starts to realize maybe she doesn't even know why she's doing the things that she does. Now, The Lost Daughter shows a side to motherhood that we don't usually see in movies. You always hear parents say, oh, it's hard, but it's so worth it. And while I'd say in 99% of the cases that is true, there are cases maybe where it is hard and it isn't worth it to that person. I won't pretend to understand the complex emotions on display in this movie. I'm definitely not smart enough or emotionally in tune enough to understand them at all, really. But what I can tell you is that the movie is an interesting, subtle story with incredible acting performances. It's not a mystery, but it's an emotionally complex story that is unpredictable until the last scene, and it is one of the best films of 2021. Dancing, floating, obnoxious boaters, peeling an orange like a snake, playing cards, relaxing on the beach, swimming with your daughter.